Hi there. This is a little bit further on the cardboard baseboard, and this is a different idea, making baseboards out of laminated double thickness cardboard. This came from a kitchen appliances shop. Went and asked them nicely, and I didn't get charged for this, so this was a big box that I've cut up. So I'm cutting up here. I've drawn a straight line with a straight edge. These are just a sharp craft knife. Actually, they're just Poundland ones. They're sharp enough. I can do it by eye because I've been cutting things for a very long while. But if you've got a decent straight edge, you can use the straight edge. If you use a piece of wood, though, the blade tends to nick into the wood. So you need something a bit stronger than that. But as I say, I can do it by eye. So I've got a piece there cut. And then the piece under here is the actual size. Because none of the bits of cardboard, only one bit was big enough. The rest I'm going to have to do, if you like, as a bit of a jigsaw. So obviously what I'm doing is a bit like plywood, where one lot of corrugations will go one way and one lot will go the other. Each of these bits of corrugated cardboard is double thickness. So if I stick two bits together, it's the same as having four normal pieces. And as I say, the cardboard came for free, either if you've had something delivered or because I wanted to see if you can get it free. So I went into, in my case, DB Domestics in Eastbourne, and asked them nicely, and they let me rummage through their recycling pile. What I'd really like to have used is the thick corrugated pieces that I've used for the other layout, but they're harder to get hold of. So this is an idea of saying, what can everybody get hold of to make a cardboard baseboard? You do need plenty of weight to push it down, and I was also using a slightly better quality glue. The Poundland glue's fine, but it's a bit watery. I splashed out a whole £1.50 at Asda for that, and it's a slightly better glue. So I'm putting weight all round. I've then just cutting to size another part there, and you can see how I'm going to use 2 or 3 bits to make a layer. Just cutting it with a craft knife. Again, I can do it by eye. You can see it's just broken a little bit there, which is something to bear in mind, but it doesn't matter when it's stuck down. You do need a flat surface. Obviously that goes, I guess, without saying. Now, at the end of this, I've got quite a big baseboard, and in fact, the area I had available for it became smaller. I built this to fit a particular area, then moved the furniture around. And I discovered that you can actually, once it's finished, saw it like timber. You can just run a saw through it and cut it to whatever shape you want. So I cut this down a couple of times once it was built, and amazing, it just saws like timber with a saw, nice and easy. Nice straight edge. So we can see there, plenty of glue. PVA glue works actually from having pressure on it as well, which is important why you use put a bit of pressure on it when you squeeze it, and put some weights on it. When I was at school, we used to, early days of PVA 30 odd years ago, you used to clamp it, and that gives you a really strong bond. I'm just using whatever I had in the shed, pots of paint that are heavy. There we go. So just doing the last piece there. You can see me measuring it out. I'm going to cut that and glue it. Plenty of glue. So effectively this baseboard was costing me £1.50. Now when it was finished, I can't remember, because we're doing this in retrospect, whether there's a finished shot at this, but it does make quite a lightweight and fairly robust baseboard, and I am actually using it now for one of my layouts, so we'll do a little update when we've put this one online and show it in use. But you see how easy it is to make. And I've used 4 sheets, so it's ended up as an 8-sheet thick corrugated base. It's lighter than most timber construction. It's not quite as light as I would like, but on the plus side it's free, and it'd be quite difficult. This is just a 4 foot by 3 foot baseboard, and it'd be quite difficult to scrounge the timber for free to make that. Got a little gap there, so I'm just filling it with a fillet. Obviously that's not going to be quite so strong, but once it's all glued, it's quite remarkable how it all goes together quite well. Just push that in, put some weights on. Now I did, when I finished it, discover that one end had a very slight warp in it, so it is very important that you put plenty of weight onto a flat surface. I had to take this up before it was dry because it was the evening, it was going to get wet. So ideally you want to do it first thing in the morning on a dry day so that you can get it all flat. There we go. So this is the finished board in use just for a little layout I'm planning. So that's down in that gap. I had to shrink it down a bit. I'm just going to show you a cross section This is what it looks like. I've sawn that, and you can see it's quite strong. I don't know if I can show you, but I'm just holding that out. But obviously it's very light, so that's what it's finished up with. It's a bit smaller than I started because the space I needed shrunk. I've also edged the front of it with some cardboard edging that came off some furniture I had delivered just to neaten it up. But you can see it makes quite an interesting layout. Obviously some of the advantages are that the track pins just push straight down in and hold it. I've also got fed up with paying lots of money for track pins, so I bought these from Poundland and just used these. But I was in Maplins yesterday and they do 500 of these tiny little pins for £1.09. Obviously you've got to paint them, but that's a lot cheaper than buying normal track pins. So yeah, lots going on. Like, comment and subscribe as always, but that's quite a cheap, lightweight baseboard for a small area. Thanks for your time.